Hello and welcome to Off the Beaten Pot, bringing great food back to the great outdoors. My name is Tom and today we are looking at 5 gift ideas that you can get for the outdoors person in your life. So brace yourselves, I am going to say the C word. No, not Christmas. I know I can hear the comment section going crazy with, but it's miles away. Actually, it's less than 10 weekends away, so this might serve as some food for thought to help you think about what to get the outdoors person in your life. I'm just taking a bit of a break between building a wood store and hiding from the rain, so I thought I'd use this opportunity to make a little video. Now, one thing that this video is not going to be is a video about what stuff to buy. There's plenty of stuff out there, there'll always be stuff out there, and there's plenty of people telling us all of the stuff out there. If you clicked on this to hear and insist on the stuff that I would recommend for outdoorsy folk, then I'm going to fire off 3 from the top of my head and then move on. So number 1 would be the Gerber Complete. Number 2 would be the Trangia Micro. Number 3, a little bit more expensive but a hell of a lot of fun, is the Svea 123R. Right, so with that out of the way, let's crack on with a more holistic list for Christmas gifts and gifts in general. First on the list is buying someone some local knowledge. What do I mean by this? Well, chances are you're on this video because you like the outdoors. So how about getting someone the gift of someone else's viewpoint? For example, I've been talking recently with Peak Walking Adventures about a potential collaboration coming up next year. And I had to go to the Peak District and I met up with them, and their knowledge was fantastic. They gave me options and alternatives depending on different walking styles and abilities, and also just little secret loveliness that I would have probably missed had I just gone up on my own. There's a lot to be said for local knowledge. Even a locality near you, you might not have endeavoured to search beyond the beaten track too much, and there might be only a few feet away from you something incredibly beautiful that only someone with local knowledge can show you. So maybe consider finding out the area that you want to hike in and hitting up a local tour guide to just get you a slightly different and local perspective on the area that you're walking. The second thing on my list today is to get someone a little bit of knowledge. Recently I've been incredibly blessed to be introduced to the wonderful people down here at 7th Rise. It's a beautiful old woodsman's cottage nestled away in the trees, and there they host incredibly wonderful courses. So you can do bushcraft courses, you can do foraging courses, game butchery courses, wild ink courses, and canoeing. So getting someone who likes the outdoors into an element of the outdoors that's not necessarily their go-to. So I love hiking, I love camping, I love cooking, but through places such as 7th Rise, I get the opportunity to make my own inks out of things I find in the wild. I get to learn and understand more about foraging and maybe some bushcraft skills that I can then implement into my usual and typical day-to-day hiking. I must say at this point I'm not affiliated with any particular or specific people I mention. I just really have been inspired by them to make this video more than anything else. Which brings me on to the third item on my list, which is buying someone access. So what do I mean by that? I mean literally just booking a campsite, but even better than that, there's a wonderful company who I signed up with a few months ago called Camp Wild. I've since reached out to them, having been so impressed with them, that I've written a blog for them, which should be hitting their website soon, which is a blog that basically takes you from breakfast through to dinner from a day out on the hill. And what Camp Wild offer is access to private land that is wilderness-esque. So they have access to forests, lakes, rivers, mountains, moorlands, and really, really different levels of secludedness, different amounts of facilities. Some of them it's like a mile walk down a forest track and all you get is a place to pitch your tent, and that's it. Some places there's showers, etc. But check out their website, check them out on Instagram, and I think that a year's subscription to those guys wouldn't go far wrong. So number 4 on my list is a new perspective. So just listening to someone else who has a story or has had many stories or has an opinion. For example, while I was up in the Peak District, the reason I went to the Peak District was to listen to one of the founder members of the Oread Mountaineering Club talking about what the club was and what the outdoor industry and outdoor experience was in the late 1940s and early 1950s. The reason I went on this talk is because my grandparents were also founder members of that club, and I thought that it was a nice way to learn about them and generally learn more about the scene and maybe a little bit about what it then led to today. So just to see a journey from how it started in the 40s to where we are now and how it got there. It was fascinating just hearing a different account on the outdoors. And for example, Ralph Fiennes has got, not the actor, has got a tour booked for 2024, and I think that would be an incredibly interesting thing to go to and get a perspective. I'm sure he's got very extreme stories, but they're going to be local groups and local people and someone who might be of interest that you want to hear from, or the person in your life that you're buying this gift for wants to hear from. And finally on my list, and this is a selfish low blow maybe, and this is education. Get someone a course. There are plenty of courses out there that you can learn in person. My wish list course, it's a bit sad but it's pretty relevant, I think you'll agree, is to do my hygiene level 2 certificate in food, which I already have, but specifically to the outdoors, which will coincide with this collaboration idea I have with Peak Walking Adventures. But otherwise, winter's coming, maybe people want to nuzzle down, and that's okay too. So online courses. Now, this is the pitch. I've started producing an online course. It's camp stove cooking 0 to hero. Basically, it will take you from not necessarily even owning a cook set to building a cook set and planning for meals and your trip and going out and cooking really well for not much money in the great outdoors. This is being pitched really to people who are just getting into the outdoors or just wanting to get away from expedition tear open meal pouches. There's going to be loads and loads of info in there. I've already written out the syllabus and I've written out what the lessons are going to be. I just have to make the thing. So this is almost going to be the start of my crowdfunder. It's basically I'm offering a pre-sale. So for £60 you can pre-order this course, and then we will formally start it next year. And if there's something you want to know about, you can almost say in real time, this is all great, but can we learn a bit more about this? And I can make then videos that inform the course based on the issues you might be facing and the things you really want to know. For the people who take up the £60 offer, it will be, you'll have one-to-one Zoom time with me if you want, or in person if it's possible, as well as access to helping me shape the course. So why am I offering to even sell the course before it even exists? Well, I'd like to buy myself some time. If I can get enough people to purchase the course, the money, it will buy me a bit of time to be able to work my day job slightly less, hopefully, just enough time to get this course done around my day-to-day life of working and being a dad, being a partner, and generally trying to catch up with my forever to-do list. But this has been on my to-do list for 3 years now. You can ask a lot of my friends out there that I've been talking about this, and it's time for action. I'm already talking to affiliates so you can get discounts off of gear and off of adventures, etc. So it's going to be worth more than the final price. The initial idea is to sell it for £120. And I know what you're thinking as well. Maybe, oh no, another YouTuber is selling crap. Well, yes, I'm trying to make off the beaten path my living, and it's a long journey to get there. It is a long journey because I just love doing this, and if I can do it more often, I can offer more value. And if one way of funding that is giving people an inexpensive lifetime access to my course, which is always being added to, then that's a great thing. I'll always do YouTube videos. There'll always be free content and advice because I love it. I can't tell you how much I adore it. Anyway, if you'd like more information, please click on the link below. If that doesn't tickle your pickle, then you can have a free cookbook on me. It's an e-cookbook and it's available in another link below as well. And if you made it this far, thank you so much. If you made it this far and you're not subscribed yet, then please consider subscribing. And I will see you in another episode of Off the Beaten Pot.